Thanks to Bag Inc. for sponsoring this video. This video is for hustlers only. This is my McDonald's hustles game. Listen when I tell you, McDonald's will be on the moon soon, and I'm trying to be the first to do it. This video is for those that are interested in investing in a McDonald's franchise. As you might know, McDonald's really revolutionized the franchise business in the United States and abroad. Today's video, we're going to go through how much it costs to open a McDonald's franchise, what type of franchisees they're looking to have enter their system, and more important facts for those that are interested in buying a McDonald's franchise. So, let me give you a little background on McDonald's. It was founded in 1940. The restaurant was operated by Richard and Maurice McDonald in San Bernardino, California, and they sold very few products: hamburgers, chicken nuggets, French fries, milkshakes, and ice cream, keeping it very simple and trying to automate the process as much as they can. They started franchising years ahead, 15 years later in 1955, and for those that have seen that Hollywood movie with Ray Kroc. Now, my guy Ray Kroc was a pure blood hustler. He came in the system, bought the brothers out, and through a little bit of manipulation, really grew McDonald's into the business that it is today. Now they have over 38,000 locations in over 100 countries. We're more going to focus on their U.S. operations. The U.S. franchisees really account for 95% of the locations. The other 5% of McDonald's are corporately owned and operated. They have over 14,000 locations in the United States. So, that's comprising about a third of their locations globally. The total investment, initial investment, franchise fee, service fee, and advertising and promotion cost. If you're looking to open up a McDonald's, is going to be anywhere from $1.3 million up to $2.3 million. And this includes initial franchise fee of $45,000. They have monthly service fee of 5%, which in lieu of royalties pretty good. Usually, like we said, it's 5.5% for a food and beverage franchise. However, the advertising and promotion costs are pretty high at 4%. Usually, we see that closer to 2% for food and beverage franchises. Time to recoup investment. The median annual sales are really good, especially when you look at other hamburger franchises like Wendy's, for example. The median annual sales were $2.9 million in 2020. So if you're operating at 10 profit margin, say it could be even a little more, you can expect to get your money back, your initial capital investment, in about 8 years' time. Sound like a long time, right? The franchise total revenues and net income war is extremely profitable, with total revenue averaged over the last 3 years of $7.9 billion, and then the average net income over the last 3 years of about $2.3 billion. So, really solid financials. In the franchisor level, franchisees are overall doing pretty well, but it is a pretty high capital investment to get started with a McDonald's franchisee. And right now, they're not looking to recruit franchisees that don't already have a McDonald's franchise, at least one in the United States. So, in the United States, you already have to have a McDonald's franchise location to then open up further locations. That's the type of franchisee they're targeting. Similar with Five Guys Burgers and Fries. They're looking to really just grow with existing franchisees that are operating locations successfully in the United States. However, money talks. Plus, it's not what you know, it's who you know sometimes. They are expanding, and they continue to expand abroad and are open to opening new markets and outside the United States with non-existing McDonald's franchisees. So, in terms of units opened and closed due to the pandemic, they were hit by the pandemic, but not as hard as some other franchise. They did end 2024 with less franchise locations. During recessions, consumer behavior tends to change in fairly predictable ways. What are recessions? In economics, a recession is a business cycle contraction that occurs when there is a period of broad decline in economic activity. Recessions generally occur when there is a widespread drop in spending. Historically, unemployment rises significantly during recessions, sometimes reaching 10% in severe downturns. During the Great Recession, it peaked at 10%, leaving millions out of work. Stock prices fall. During past downturns, the value of retirement savings dropped sharply, making people feel poorer. The hardest-hit businesses are, of course, the most unnecessary: travel and tourism, leisure and hospitality, and manufacturing. Other companies actually stand to benefit, like fast food. People got to eat, that's one thing we know for sure. Stomachs don't respond to economic downturns, but smaller bank accounts do opt for cheaper alternatives, which is why chains like Burger King and Wendy's often perform better than average during recessions, especially if they have cheap prices. From 2008 to 2010, for example, while other businesses closed or downsized, Subway added nearly 6,000 new locations. KFC added around 300 in roughly the same period. One company, however, stands out as the clear fast food winner of 2008, McDonald's. That year, it continued its 55-month-long streak of same-store sales increases with even better performance than before the recession, while opening 600 new locations and with an impressive 29% return on equity. Some of this is for obvious reasons. During that time, consumers were simply eating cheaper food. But there's also another reason McDonald's is what some analysts call recession-proof. Recession-proof describes assets, companies, industries, or jobs that are believed to be relatively resistant to the negative effects of an economic downturn, meaning they maintain demand and performance even during a recession. Recession-proof entities are considered to be less vulnerable to the typical consequences of a recession, such as job losses, reduced consumer spending, and business closures. Many recession-proof industries and jobs focus on providing essential goods and services that people need regardless of the economic climate, such as healthcare, food, and utilities. Examples of recession-proof. Hustles are industries. Healthcare, food and beverage, utilities, discount retail, and funeral services are often cited as recession-resistant. Jobs are medical professionals, public safety personnel, law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, and essential workers are examples of recession-proof job fields. Investments are dividend-paying stocks, U.S. Treasury bonds, defensive sector ETFs, high-quality corporate bonds, gold, cash, and REITs are sometimes considered recession-proof investments. Why does it matter to have recession-proof hustles? During a recession, people and businesses may face financial challenges, so having access to essential services and jobs can help to mitigate the negative impacts of a downturn. McDonald's is, first and foremost, a real estate company. What is a real estate company? A real estate company is a business that facilitates the buying, selling, renting, or managing of properties, encompassing various activities like brokerage, development, and property management. Real estate companies act as intermediaries in property transactions, connecting buyers and sellers, or managing properties on behalf of owners. Real estate development, constructing and selling new properties, often specializing in specific types of real estate like residential or commercial buildings. Real estate companies can be structured as sole proprietorships, partnerships, or corporations. Real estate is property consisting of land and the buildings on it, along with its natural resources such as growing crops, minerals or water, and wild animals. Immovable property of this nature. An interest vested in this an item of real property, buildings, or housing in general. Glancing at its 2019 balance sheet, one number in particular should grab your attention: $39 billion. In 2025, as of the latest data available, McDonald's has a market capitalization of approximately $213.91 billion and an enterprise value of roughly $264.77 billion. That's the current value of all its property and equipment before it reports depreciation. That would technically make it the fifth largest real estate holder in the world, measured by total assets. Cover the name McDonald's, and this might look like the financial statement of any other boring big-name real estate developer. Like Burger King and Subway, the company was able to grow so fast and reach so many countries around the world through franchising. 85% of its restaurants are owned by someone who essentially leases the McDonald's name and brand, in exchange for a considerable fee. What makes the company so unique is that, unlike other similar fast food giants, McDonald's makes the majority of those franchise revenue from rents, not burgers. To be more precise, in 2019, 7.5, or 64% of its $11.6 billion in franchise fees came in the form of rent. Here's how it works. Because McDonald's has decades of experience buying and selling properties, it knows the precise ingredients of a successful location. It shops around usually for intersections between two high-traffic roads and buys space in whichever corner has the most parking. The ideal space is around 50,000 square feet, 4,500 for building space. The intersection should also have traffic lights. It then buys the property with long-term fixed interest rates. Its huge existing property holdings provide it with the most favorable deals. Then when someone applies to operate their own McDonald's location, they sign with the company a franchise agreement, stipulating nearly every detail of how the business will operate, from how the burgers are cooked to the hours of operation. For example, they can only purchase from an approved supplier who may or may not be the best or cheapest option. The franchisee, that is, the local owner, generally makes a total upfront investment of $1 to $3 million for a single location, including an initial down payment paid in cash, one-time franchise fee of $45,000, and a % royalty of every month's revenues. These, usually 20-year contracts, also have the unusual but highly consequential stipulation that the restaurant be located at that specific address, the one McDonald's, the corporation, just bought. In other words, McDonald's instantly has a tenant, and one who will always pay above market rates. Location is very important, impacting everything from daily life and quality of life to business success and real estate value. It affects commute times, access to amenities, and even the overall atmosphere of a place. A good location can make a significant difference in your daily life, affecting your commute, access to amenities, schools, parks, shopping, and overall enjoyment of your surroundings. A long commute can be stressful and time-consuming, impacting your quality of life. Proximity to essential services, entertainment, and recreational facilities can greatly enhance your lifestyle. The climate and cultural environment of a location can significantly impact your well-being and preferences. Living in an area with good job prospects can be crucial for career advancement. Depending on the value you attribute to good location scouting, you might characterize this as a valuable service or a ruthless business tactic. Indeed, one franchise union found that the average franchise tends to pay an average of 6 to 10% of its sales in rent, while McDonald's franchisees pay 8.5-15%. And if a location fails to perform as expected, McDonald's can simply find a new franchisee for that location after the contract has expired, or sell the land to someone else entirely, likely at a significant profit. So why do franchisees agree to these stringent requirements? Simply put, because it's seen as an incredibly safe investment. The advantage of this model is that while the absolute numbers are abnormally large, the fees, the initial startup costs, and even the annual revenues, the odds of success are relatively high. For example, the average location makes $2.7 million in sales every year, with a respectable but not incredible, all things considered, $154,000 in final take-home profit. But precisely because McDonald's is so demanding, can it be such a solid investment? Sure, applicants have to meet high standards to become franchisees, and once they do, they have little control over their own business. But all these factors also reduce their risk. While other franchises may have fewer requirements, they also come with greater risk. The owner of a McDonald's can be pretty sure they're qualified for the job, have a good location, and are meeting customers' standards, because otherwise, they wouldn't be allowed in the first place. McDonald's trains its franchisees in what it calls Hamburger University, the company's internal system of teaching business owners all the skills and knowledge they need. For McDonald's, the benefits of owning property are far greater than just an additional source of revenue. It's no exaggeration to call it an entirely different business model. It understands that real estate is a far better business than hamburgers. Hamburger University is a training facility at the McDonald's Corporation Global Headquarters in Chicago, Illinois. It instructs high-potential restaurant managers, mid-managers, and owner-operators in restaurant management. Hamburger University's mission is to become an organizational culture hub, introducing a continuous education process for the value chain and transforming knowledge into actual business results. Hamburger University students take courses about restaurant operations, leadership skills, customer service, operations, and procedures. More than 5,000 students attend Hamburger University each year, and over 275,000 people have graduated with a degree in hamburgerology. 40% of McDonald's global leadership has attended Hamburger University. Hamburger University training started in 1961 with a class of 14 people in the basement of one of its restaurants. The educational program was operated by Fred L. Turner, a grill cook. Turner would eventually contribute significantly to the growth of McDonald's and become the CEO of McDonald's for 20 years. Hamburger University was originally located on an 80-acre, 32-ha campus at the company's global headquarters in Oak Brook, Illinois, from its founding until 2018, when both the McDonald's headquarters and Hamburger University moved to West Loop, Chicago, in a new complex built on the site of the former headquarters of Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Studios. The previous location in Oak Brook was purchased in June 2019 by John Paul DeGioia, co-founder of John Paul Mitchell Systems, the entrance to Hamburger University in Chicago. Hamburger University currently has 8 campuses worldwide in addition to the main campus in Chicago, Illinois, Tokyo, London, Sydney, Munich, Sao Paulo, Shanghai, and Moscow. The Shanghai location is housed in a 28-story building that serves as McDonald's China headquarters. The school takes up 16,846 square feet, 1,565.0 square meters, and is decorated with pictures of McDonald's products and equipment. The school accepts less than 1% of applicants. The first reason is just a function of American tax law, which offers heavy tax breaks for depreciation, even while that same property may increase in value over time. The biggest advantage is the long-term stability of property prices. Along with Walmart, McDonald's was one of the only 2 stocks in the Dow Jones Industrial Average to increase in value in 2008. It's also one of the 60 or so members of the so-called dividend aristocrats. Stocks that have increased their dividends annually for 25 consecutive years. Recessions are only a welcome opportunity to buy up discounted properties. When things are truly catastrophic, like during a pandemic, the real estate model outsources risk to franchisees, who are contractually obligated to pay a minimum amount of rent regardless of sales. All of this is reflected in the upward trend of franchised McDonald's locations and downward trend of the few remaining company-operated locations. If anything, McDonald's is actively trying to remove itself from the fast food industry. But this naturally raises a question. If McDonald's makes a huge portion of its profits in the form of rent, and managing real estate is a fairly separate skill from creating new McThings, why not split off the real estate holdings into a new company? Do that, and you have a very stable, active, and profitable real estate investment trust, one immune from the variability of fast food and changing consumer appetites. A group of investors suggested this very idea in 2015. The company, however, decided not to, believing that its property model is what makes it unique and that its remarkable efficiency is a function of doing both. Now that you know the secrets of how one of the world's great companies truly makes its money, you might be interested in putting this new information to use with our Great Hustlers courses playlist, New Class Investing 101, which teaches you the basics of how stocks, ETFs, and index funds work. Or learn how to build a business, starting with my new course where I explain step-by-step how I make my money off the stock market and real estate. I also give you a complete walkthrough of how I created my LLC. When you're done learning how to do the real estate with these great courses on real estate, just look at the amazing things other students have already done. The Hustlers Degree Playlist is an online learning community where you can learn all kinds of new skills like stock market, programming, real estate, investments, and much more, usually in under an hour. Start learning today with the link in the description, and the first 1,000 people will get a free trial of Hustlers Premium where you can watch my entire course right now. Look, if you enjoyed our video, hit that subscribe button and come back for more tomorrow. Hit that like family. Peace.